Well, it's finally here, the game that everyone's been waiting on. It's going to be a big game for us. You go one undefeated team, and then you get a one-loss team. You have a team that is very explosive on offense, leads the nation right now in scoring, but is really a well-coached football team. And you look at them, the quarterback, Milton, the things he does with the ball, does really a great commander of the offense. And then you have enough around him where you look at Smith, the year that he's having, and then Killings. Then you go to the defensive side when you talk about Griffin, who was the player of the year, defensive player of the year last year in this conference. But they are, like I said, a well-coached football team, a really good football team, a team that plays with a lot of energy, a lot of emotion, scores a lot of points, get defenses back on their heels. And so it's going to be a great challenge for us. And the thing we're going to have to do, we're going to have to play at our best.
Going up against a team that leads the country in scoring, do you think you could have to plan for a shootout type game?
Well, I don't know if it's going to be a shootout, but we're going to have to be able to stop them. And we're going to have to get some defensive stops. We're going to have to be able to get the ball back for our offense. You know, the thing, I think in 10 straight games they've scored like 30 points or more. And it's sometimes it's like a video game how quickly they get the ball down the field, and it's a touchdown. And where they're really good, they can run the football and they can run the ball between the tackles, because Killings, a lot of times he has those big runs where it's inside and he hits it, and once he clears the backers, he's into the secondary and it's a touchdown. So we just got to be gap sound. We can't give up the big play, and the thing we can't do is let one bad play lead to another.
Is he kind of hard to find just because he's so small?
Yeah, and he tucks in there, and where he does a great job, he sets up his blockers because he can move with the hole, and then all of a sudden he sees a crease, and once he hits that crease, it's a touchdown because, like I said, he clears those backers, and the secondary guys, they're not going to catch him. And and then they can bring in Anderson, who also does a great job for them, and who can score touchdowns. But the key and the reason why that offense is so good is the quarterback. He's the one that gets it going, and those receivers, they do a great job of blocking on the perimeter. They can come down with the ball when it's thrown in the air. Some of the catches that they make, Smith made a one-hand catch the other day on the sideline in their last game. He goes up with his left hand and comes down with the ball 1 foot in bounds. But they do a really good job.
You've been involved with some of the rivalries in your coaching career, Florida State, Texas, Notre Dame, USC for that matter. What's your philosophy about rivalry games, how to approach them, the emotions of the week?
Well, really, you like it the way it is now, because a lot of times you get in a rivalry game, if they're not very good, then the games don't have much significance to it. But this game, you go undefeated and a one loss, so it's really big. And the good thing about it is you're looking at two schools that are just right down I-4, hour and a half apart. And what it's going to be a big build-up in the very beginning, but then the game's going to settle down. And once it settles down, you have to play football. And it still comes back to fundamentals. It comes back to blocking and tackling and guys being gap sound and being able to shed blocks. But it's, it'll be hyped up. And I told the guys, it'll be hyped up. But then, guys, we got to go play the game.
How do you get your players, like you said, coming out of the locker room with so much emotion when the game starts, how do you keep them maybe a little bit more balanced so they don't let that kind of overcome them when they start the game?
Well, we're on the road, so it's more and the senior day for them. So they're going to be built up themselves. So the thing is you just got to approach it. And what I want them to realize is guys, this game is not going. It's going to be different just because it's a rival game, but you're still going to have to play the game. And that's where you got to get settled in. Where let's go play the football game, and the build up is going to be there. And don't buy into everything, because at the end of the day, you got to get yourself ready to go play. And it's going to be a mindset there. And, you talk about just the toughness. It's going to be a mental part of it and a physical part of it. And we got to be able to control our emotions. And then it settles. And once it settles, then let's see if we can go move the football on offense and go stop them on defense and change the field position in the kicking game.
Charlie, you played against that 12-1 team in 2013 when you were at Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
Against that Blake Bortles offense. Do you see any similarities between that team and the one you're going to face on Friday?
Well, you're looking at, the thing they did was they came to Louisville and beat us, and the quarterback, Blake, was a first rounder, and Teddy was a first rounder. So you had some really good, and Perriman was on the team. It was some really good players on the field. And similar to this, when we play them, it's going to be, you look at the players that they have on offense, you look at the players we have on defense. 'Cause I think you're talking about the number one offense in the country versus the number one defense in the country, and then you're talking about the number two offense versus the number two defense. So it's basically where you see a lot of similarities between both teams. So it's just going to come down to, hey guys, let's go play now.
Outside of the program, a lot of people think this season is a failure if you don't win it. How do you deal with that in terms of your players and keep them from getting involved in that kind of thing?
Well, you won 9 games and you're sitting here at 9-1, and you think about it, you don't ever look at it as you want to go lose, but you're going to lose to an undefeated team if you go over there. So it's not like you're sitting there where you lost to a team that's won 5 games. So it's not a failure. I mean, you got 9 wins. And the thing you're doing is you plan to go to the conference championship, and that's basically what the two of us are playing for.
You mentioned a little bit of the up-tempo scoring. They score quickly. How do you slow them down to maybe kind of get them out of their rhythm a little bit on the defensive side of football?
Well, defense is about disruption, and defense is about disrupting the rhythm of an offense. And the thing you can't do is just give up the big play. And they get a lot of big plays, and the thing we just can't allow the ball to get thrown up over your head or give up the big run by getting out of gap control or just lose. You're gonna have to play this game with your eyes, and you're gonna have to see people. You're gonna have to find them. A lot of crossing routes, a lot of misdirection. But like I said, the quarterback he's a catalyst, and he's the guy that makes that offense go. So it's got to be key where defensively, where you go out there each and every series, and you just got to be able to control them and not allow them to get going.
Charlie, there's some grumbling over there about USF running up the score last year. You weren't here.
No.
I mean, that's just part of a rivalry too.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't here, so I don't. Yeah, we still got to go play one another. So it's no, but it's. I know we won last year, but I think you put all that aside now just because of where both teams sit. I mean, you look at their record, look at our record, and just where they're ranked. But I think you can set that aside.
Do you sense at all a sense of hatred from your group to the guys down the road?
Yeah, you don't, because a lot of these guys, they grew up together, and some of them were teammates, some of them are really best friends, and so when the game starts, they will have, hey, I gotta go play hard, and I gotta go win this game. But at the end of the day, when that game's over, you'll see a lot of hugging and a lot of handshakes. But it's even in rival games now, you don't see so much where it's just hatred, because all these guys have grown up together and they've seen one another and they respect one another. It's a lot of respect for the game.
Does this game mean to have USF and UCF be where they are right now? What does this mean for the American as a conference, and to have this game kind of be a showcase for the conference itself as it continues to grow and get better?
Well, it's really good for the conference, because if you look at it, you look at Central Florida, you look at us, and you look at Memphis. There's 3 teams that are ranked, so it's great for the conference, and even for national exposure, where you're looking at a conference where now on a Friday at 3:30 on ABC, you're going to get the 2 teams in that conference to go play, to have a chance to go play for the conference championship. So it's great exposure, and everyone gets a chance to see it.
How well do you know Scott Ruff?
I don't know Scott that well at all. We met, but just not have had, like some coaches,
How impressed are you with the job? How impressed are you with the job he's done, taking a winless team to an undefeated record?
Yeah, and that's great, and he's done a really good job. He's a good football coach, and that's a really good staff that he has. So you have to have a lot of respect for what he's done.
I don't know if you believe in the concept of a guy being able to will his team to win, but it seems like UCF has a guy who's close to that in Griffin. Just what are your impressions of him on this team?
Well, the thing that's really impressive about Griffin when you watch him, and I think him and Valdez were teammates here, and just how hard he plays. And he's just, I mean, he's always moving and plays with so much passion, and he's hard to block, and he's going to cause a lot of problems for us, which he's caused a lot of problems for everyone. And he has the handicap, and he does not allow that to stop him from doing what he needs to do, which is really special about him. But you watch him play, and you sit there and you think guys can block him, and they can't block him. He doesn't get blocked. He finds a way to get to that football and make plays.
How does a game like this impact, you talked about the national exposure being on ABC, but in a sense of recruiting for your program? I mean, having the being both in the state of Florida, obviously, and then getting that national exposure, how does that help you guys out?
Well, both of us kind of battle and kind of go after the same guys. So, you know, it's really big because we both are recruiting the same guys right now. So they're going to be at the game, and they'll see the game, and some of them will make a decision off of that game.
How crucial is it, Charlie, last year this team racked up over 300. I know you weren't here, but how crucial is it to run the football and try to dominate the time of possession against a team like that has such a good offense?
But even in any game, you want to be able to run the ball, and because running the ball, you're saying you're physical, and it does allow you to control the clock. But it at the point of attack, you got to be able to move the football, and you got to be able to move guys off the line of scrimmage.
Going back to Tulsa, defensively, you moved Dietrich back to the outside. Was it more scheme for Tulsa than anything else?
Well, he plays anywhere because I can go from nickel to outside to safety. He plays safety in that game too.
Yeah.
So we kind of just move him wherever, and it's not so much that he's, one half or one quarter he may play corner, next quarter he play nickel, next quarter he may play
I was
safety.
actually going to ask you about him being the single eye safety on the third down. Is it just he's a little bit more rangy than, or is that?
No, it's just it's how their alignments, and so a lot of times if he's to the nickel and then if they go 3 to one side, he can always be the post guy. And we're flexible. Is that Abraham can drop down and play the nickel, and then 19 Hogs can move inside and play the nickel. So we got with nickels, we can do a lot with him, and we can place him in a lot of different positions.
And Natron Culpepper, he cycled in quite often with Mazzy Wilkins. Is Mazzy all right, or was it just trying to get extra reps?
No, it's just giving those guys all the opportunity to play. And Culpepper's earned it by the way he's worked at practice.
How did Dietrich look today practice-wise?
Oh, he's fine.
And are you guys going to have Nate Ferguson and Trevon Sands this week?
Ferguson and Sands, they're still practicing right now.
How important is it to get the team to approach this as a normal game despite everything that's riding on it?
Well, it's really hard because the buildup has been like this for the last few weeks, and the thing about our guys is they're on social media and they read it, and you just try to control them. But what do we have is we have a really good senior class, so it's the seniors, you just try to make sure that they don't put it so much on themselves. And now, I was just talking to the guys, just listen, it's going to take more than one guy to go win this game. It's going to take a total team effort. So don't come out there thinking, hey, all of a sudden, we're not going to win the game in the first 5 minutes of the game. It's going to be a 60-minute battle, and we're going to have to play from start to finish. But it's hard for you like to say, hey, it's a normal game, but for them, the way they're thinking, they see the prize, and everybody's chasing the same thing. They're chasing it just like we're chasing it, and we know, and everybody has a goal that they want to go be a conference champion. So that's what we're going to be battling for on Friday.
Do you have a sense your team senses the magnitude of this game going up against an undefeated team or rival? Is that a chance to play for a conference championship? Everything that's involved in it?
Oh, they see it. I mean, it's what it's been. It's been like this each and every week with this football team. Even when we come into preseason, everybody says you're going to go undefeated. Everybody says you're going to win the conference, and then each week, each game, the buildup is there. So now everybody has talked about, hey, it's going to be the war on I-4, and here it is now. So it's there. They all understand it.
You said all season you really haven't played a complete game, and you also said to win this game you got to play your best. What ingredients do you need to see to kind of make it, put it over the top and get you at your best?
Well, you look at us right now, just on offense. We may play one half, and then the second half we don't play, or the first half we play, or second half we play, don't play. Even on defense, a kicking game. So we've yet to put together a complete game, and now we're gonna need a complete game to beat this team. It's the only way we're gonna beat this team, because this is a really good football team. And the only way we can beat them, because I mean, right now, if you're looking at the way they're playing better than us, and they're better than us right now. So it's the only way we can beat them. We're going to have to be at our best.
Do you feel like there is a little disrespect nationally for both of these programs based on what they've done this year, especially with the college ball playoff committee?
Well, I think that what they do is they look at our conference, and then we're a non-Power 5 conference. So I think a lot of that comes into play.
But do you believe both of these teams should have more respect nationally?
Oh, we should. I mean, both of us, the way they're playing, the way we're playing. But you know, the thing you got to do is, you know, both programs got to continue to win, and I think the exposure will come.
Mr. Coach?
How will y'all handle Thanksgiving? I assume you're keeping everybody here.
Yeah, what we're doing is we're gonna get a little sweat in Thursday morning before we leave. Then we go to Orlando and we have dinner together as a full team. And get ready to go play. All right, thank you guys. Thanks.
No speeches this week, the game kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah, this game truly speaks for itself. I mean, if there has to be a motivational speech for every player, then there's something wrong with them. I mean, just, you know, we've been looking at this game all year. We had feelings going to come down to this game, you know, for the conference championship, and you know it is. And there should be self-motivation all week.
The past couple of years, you guys have had to rely on a tempo loss to try and get your way into the conference championship. This year, control your own destiny. How important is that?
You know, that's the best thing possible, because you know, past 2 years we've always been hoping and wishing, and you know, now that we're in the driver's seat, our future is technically in our hands, and you know, we're the writer of our own story, and that's the way we like it, and that's the way we got, and that's why we love it. You know, we control our own destiny right now, and we're gonna put everything we got to keep it going.
How high would you rank this game in your career here?
Right now, I feel like this is one of the most important games. I mean, this determines a lot of things for us. Our goal to win the conference championship, and you know, this is just to get there. So right now, it's the highest game, in my opinion.
Looks like you're going to be going into a hostile atmosphere. How do you think you guys will respond to that? Will it be fuel?
It's definitely fuel. I mean, it's going to be a pumped up crowd from, you know, both ends. Our fans are going to be there as well, but we know it's going to be loud. It's going to be boisterous. It's going to be a lot of energy, and we're going to feed off that energy as well. You know, we got to stay concentrated on the field and be focused, you know, every single play. But that crowd intensity is definitely going to help us out.
Some of the UCF guys said yesterday that regardless of what they play for down the road, this is their biggest game of the year. Regardless of what you guys may play for down the road, do you feel like this is going to be your biggest game of the year?
I truly think so. I mean, this is two high caliber teams coming at each other, you know, fighting for the same goal. And we know that they're going to get our best, and we know we're going to get their best. And you know, it just depends on who's going to give it more, and who's really able to put it all out on the field.
What does a rivalry game mean to you? And not just at this level, but every level.
I mean, a rivalry game to me is more than just a game. It's a lot has to do with pride. You know, you're representing your school and representing not just yourself, but everybody that goes there. And it's, you know, pride for the rest of the year to, you know, have that over, you know, the other school. And, you know, it means a lot. Even back in high school, it means everything. And to have that sense of one-up somebody in the sport, or when it comes to these rivalry games, are one of the most important things.
You think you guys might have to do stuff in the offensive line to combat the noise level this week? We really haven't had to worry about that much this year. Silent count, stuff like that.
Yeah, you know, it's gonna come up to the noise factor during the game. It's all gonna depend on how loud it is on the field. You know, practice some silent count this week as expected, but you know, as long as everybody's on the same page on offensive line and the offense is running well, either with the silent count or cue yelling hike, it it all doesn't matter at that point.
That's to motivate you too, going up against a talented defensive front like that. How hyped does that get you guys playing such a talented group?
They watching them on film every single day. They bring something to the table with the speed, the effort every single play, and the strength. And all around, they're definitely a great team. They prove every single week. And it's definitely going to be a challenge and a task for us to, as an offensive line, to grind it out every single play, to move defensive linemen and keep up with the speed with the linebackers. And we're definitely up for that challenge. We really can't wait for the opportunity to play them this Friday.
Is there a level of hatred for that school down the road?
Definitely in these sort of weeks, there's a sense of, I wouldn't say too much hate, but it's all a sense of pride. Who we're trying to be the best, and to be the best, you got to beat the best. And right now, they're in front of us in the conference, so we're out here. And I wouldn't say it's hate. It's all about pride.
I know you won't really face him per se, but they've got a ringleader on defense, Shaquem Griffin, who just kind of galvanizes that team. What's your impressions of him just when you watch him on tape?
He's the same guy still back in high school. I play up against him with and he brings out 100% every single play with his speed, his effort, tenacity. He's going to be a playmaker, and that's one thing we are have to try to stop out there, because he's definitely a hard guy to catch, and he's definitely going to be near the ball every single play. And we know with that kind of player, we have to be on him 24/7.
As you've taken a deeper dive into the tape this week, have you learned anything new about UCF that maybe you hadn't coming into this game?
Well, with them, we just really try to focus on what they do. I mean, they've done what we thought they were going to be, and that's just a speed, effort team with great strength up front, and they're always running to the ball. They always try to have all 11 players at the ball no matter what, even with the defensive lineman trying to run down the field to catch a running back or a receiver. So we knew coming in that they're going to be some tenacious and effort 24/7. So that's usually stayed around what we thought they were going to bring.
Last year, you guys just blasted on the ground. Mack and Flowers both ran the ground. Is that crucial in this game to establish a good ground game against a team like that?
I'll say it's definitely crucial to establish a good run game in any game. That definitely opens up the playbook for us, and it's something that we take pride in, just being top rushing team in the nation. It's something that, as offensive line, if we can push a defensive line out of the way to open up holes for running backs, and we know we're doing our job, and that's what we love to do.
Kim, worst case scenario, say you don't go over there and win. You know how fans will react, but still 9-2. Will it be hard convincing yourselves that it's still been a good season?
Yeah, in a way, because our goal is right there in front of us, and going to senior year, you strive for everything for that win. Going 9-2 is definitely a great season on paper, and when you look back in it, you have that feel good feeling, but it'll be bittersweet, because we definitely know that where we can be.
Do you have friends or close acquaintances on UCF's team?
No, I don't. I just played with Shaquem back in high school, but that's about it.
Does it surprise you that the level that Shaquem is playing at now, and just how good he's become of a football player at the college level?
No, it truly has not. I mean, just watching him back in high school and seeing what he does now, he's a hard worker every single day, and I know he's he's a hard worker there, no matter what the situation is, and to be where he's at right now is really no surprise.
Has there been any conversation between you two leading up to this week?
No, there hasn't.
Was that a playoff game y'all played Lakewood?
It was to go to playoffs, so it's kind of like the same predicaments now.
Thanks, Tim.
Thank you.